guys ready to get into it? Because I'm ready to get into it. This is going to be a probably emotional, not crying emotional, like more of a passion-filled emotion kind of video. I'm going to go ahead and start just putting makeup on as we're talking. I'm not going to talk about the makeup I'm using today. I'm just going to put it on as we're talking, and I thought I'd give you something to look at besides just me talking while I talk about the topics that I want to talk about today. So basically, I'm going to be talking about being fake, body image, just, you know, things in my life that needed a change, still need changing, some of them, and why I am kind of going the direction that I am. And yeah, I just really wanted to share some things that like kind of fire me up a little bit and frankly kind of tick me off. And I guess that's the same as firing me up. I don't know. But we're just going to go ahead and start talking. Okay. So you guys will have noticed that obviously my channel has gone through a little changing as far as I'm definitely basically pretty much only doing 2 videos a week. And one of those videos is I'm trying to decide what I want to do here, and I'm very indecisive apparently. One of those videos is my weekly vlog. And a big part of what I want to talk about here is what has brought the weekly vlogs about, because basically I was feeling so, not fake, because I'm not fake, and I will say that right now. I will never say things that I don't mean. I won't tell you I like things that I don't like. I won't anything like that. I'm not fake. Being fake is something I cannot stand. And I feel like that is something in the beauty community that is a big turnoff to me. Like just the way people act and present themselves and whatever. No one looks cute all the time. Like everybody looks a little bit off sometimes, or I mean, not even a little bit off, like just not all done up, you know, or, you know, everybody straight out of bed sometimes is looking a little crusty. Like, I don't know. Things that, I mean, we know these things, but yeah, there's still people who present themselves like they always are just like, right, you know, on top of everything and blah, blah, blah. That's a lie. That's fake. Don't believe it. Also just personality wise, like the things that people will do and the way they will act. And I'm like, you know, why I felt like I was, what felt fake to me, not that I was being fake, was, or like I felt like I had like this lie happening in my life that I absolutely had no intention of portraying. And I mean, this was in my life, like my everyday life, not just, you know, on here, is like, I would have myself all together. I am somebody, I grew up that way. That's just the way the women in my family have always been. So that's something that has been, you know, what I've always done because that's how I grew up. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it wrong. And that's a big part of something else I will be talking about. But we just were always taught that when you go out places, you have your hair done, you have makeup on, you are dressed nice, and, or not necessarily nice, but I mean, just like you're not wearing your pajamas, you're, you know, whatever. Those were things that I was taught growing up. And, so I would do those things, and I still do, and I always will, because that's just what makes me comfortable. But knowing at home, my house was a freaking mess, like a disaster. Sometimes a little bit gross, if I'm going to be completely honest. Things were like my kitchen floor needed to be mopped far more often than it was being mopped. Things just like, you know, I don't take baths in my bathtub. We only shower in there. So I'd like kind of let it go longer than you should between washing my, you know, tub and shower out. Things like that, where I'm like, I sometimes would feel like here I am presenting myself physically when I'm out places, Like, I am this person who takes really good care of myself. And I do take pretty good care of myself. It's not that. But I felt like I was making it appear as though I've got it all together, when really I had a bunch of stuff that was a total disaster in my life. And it just started really wearing on me, because it started making me think about, you hear all the time about social media is people's highlight reel, blah, blah, blah. Like, don't, compare yourself and da, da, da. And like, you can hear it a million times, but it doesn't matter when it's in your face all the time. This, look of these people having like these just super happy lives and always looking so beautiful and everything, whatever. It does affect you. Our brains can't help but be affected by that. And so I felt then like I was contributing to that in a way. And I'm like, I hate that, because that's fake. And that's not who I am. And that's not what I want to portray to people. And so I really started feeling kind of like, I don't know, like very irritated, I guess, with like social media stuff. Especially a lot of like, I started realizing my favorite people to watch are the people who let you see their mess, whether it's what they look like a mess physically, their mess in their house, their whatever. It's the people who are like being genuine. And yes, there are some people who are just naturally very neat, tidy housekeepers and stuff. I get that. But most of what you're seeing is people who get things ready to be shown on social media. That's not how they live all the time. And, so those are the people that I gravitate toward, the people who let you see that things are an absolute mess, a lot of the time or whatever. And it doesn't mean that they don't want to, maybe do a better job of keeping up on things, or, sometimes their house is really nice and neat and whatever. But like, they're just being real that their house is lived in. And especially if you've got kids and stuff like that, like that's life, And I started really just, finding myself pulling away from a lot of, different types of social media stuff that like, it just started to irritate me, to be quite honest, because I'm like, I guarantee most of these people are not at all like what they are showing. And, or just these very like, kind of people. Some people have just a very genuinely, I don't know how to say it. Not sweet, because there's a lot of people who are sweet and it doesn't come across like that. I don't know, like a demeanor that's more like that prim and proper kind of thing. But most people, I would say, that is not how most people are. And I even would find myself sometimes in my videos and stuff, maybe editing out different things, because I'm like, oh my gosh, you just sounded so dumb or whatever. And then I'm like, you know what? No, that's me. You guys, I am a freaking dork, like to the ultimate. Ask my family. Like, I dance around this house. I sing stupid. I make up dumb little songs about everything. I am like an absolute dork. I skip through parking lots. I slide with grocery carts down aisles at stores. Yeah, I do. And I'm almost 45. Because you know why? I love life and I love being goofy. And that is what makes me happy. And it's what makes the people around me happy too. Like, we have fun together because we're not so dang serious. And so it really just started making me feel like maybe I am not letting people really see the real me. And then that feels fake. And I lost my joy in having my channel. Like, there were aspects of it I still loved, but a lot of it I was like, you know what? I don't even know if I like doing this anymore, because it just doesn't feel, for one, I felt like, what am I contributing? Like, what is me having a channel where I'm putting makeup on my face all the time? Like, what is that doing for anybody in the world? Like, how is that being positive or, I don't know, just of any kind of worth? Well, I do have to say, I did get some major feedback, and I do, from several of you, about that. I am like, watching me makes them happy, and it makes you like laugh and be joyful and, just feel good. And that is what matters to me. And all the more reason to let you see my dorky self, because that's who I am. And I want you to know me. And that is a huge part of why I decided to start doing the weekly vlogs. So you can see me. You can see the kind of food we eat in our house. Sometimes it's the junkiest, like not healthy, whatever. Some things we eat are really healthy, or I like some really weird things. Just stuff like that, that I wanted to be able to start sharing more of me with you guys and what my life is like, because those are the people that I like to watch. I like to watch vlogs and feel like I get to know people, like see their house, see how something I love is seeing how like people decorate their houses. I'm going to tell you right now, I am not somebody who likes, I don't want to say I don't like it. I can appreciate like the beauty of it. But for myself, houses that are very, like all the white walls, white cupboards, everything's white, couches, like whatever, that to me is very cold. That's not comfortable to me. If that's comfortable to you and that's what you love, then that's what you should live like. But I feel like a lot of people start to think like they need to, make their houses look like this. And it should be a personal preference. Your house should reflect you. My house reflects me. I don't have like fancy expensive things or designer. My curtains aren't hung at the right heights stuff like that. But my house reflects me. It's the stuff I like. It's the colors I like. It's the things that make me feel cozy and that make my family feel like our house is cozy. And I want, when other people come to my house, because I've been to so many houses, I have family members who have beautiful homes. They're not places where you feel comfortable and like welcome and cozy, because you feel like you're going to mess something up. You know what I mean? And that's not what I want. I want my house to be a place where when people come here, I almost said if, and here's why. But when people come here, that it's a place that is, like they feel so comfortable to just come in and sit down and like feel like if they're having a drink on my couch and they spill something, I'm going to be like, no big deal. I'll just throw that cushion cover in the washer tomorrow. Like, I don't ever want someone to feel uncomfortable in my home. Now, in saying that, my house has been a disaster, like I mentioned. And because of that, we don't ever invite people over. We never have people over. I would say probably my biggest regret of my kids' childhoods would be that we didn't have friends over very often, because our house was a mess. And it would take so much work to get it to a point where you didn't feel embarrassed to have people over, that we just didn't do it. And that is, I don't want to say shameful to me, because you have to let stuff go. Like I can't, feel bad about the past. All I can do is change for the future. And, but those are the kinds of things, like we have not had people in our home because it was a mess. And so another big change, obviously, you've been seeing happen, which last year, over the past few years, I've been trying to do some like decluttering things and stuff, but I was never like cutthroat about it. And now I am. Like, I am hardcore brutal about what is staying in this house and what is going, because nothing, not a single thing that anyone has ever given me, nothing that maybe belonged to family members that have passed away, literally nothing, not a single possession is more important than having a home that I feel so comfortable in that I want to welcome other people into it. That is the most important part of my home, of what I want my home to be. I want it to be a sanctuary for my husband and boys to come home from work and school and whatever, and come in and be like, oh, like I love being at home. Like it's, clean and relaxing. Like there's not clutter everywhere. It's an absolute fact. You can't argue with me on this. It is a fact that clutter creates chaos in the mind. It just does. A lot of anxiety issues, which you guys, I'm not even kidding. I am feeling that kind of stuff leaving me a lot. And I'm not saying all anxiety can be cleared out by cleaning clutter out of your house. I'm not saying that. Please don't say, think I'm making that kind of a claim. But I can feel myself becoming less anxious. And I know it's because there isn't so much stuff around me. Because whether you are consciously thinking it or not, your mind is going, what do I do with this? I have to do something with this. I mean, it is, the more stuff you have around you, the more your mind is thinking about things like that, even when you're not really, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like when you're not conscious of it. And, why would we want to do that? That is so dumb. What stuff is worth that, you know, just extra on our minds and things that we have to think about all the time? And you do think about your stuff, because you think about, I just spit. You think about, like, where can I move this to? That's another thing. It would be like, somebody is coming over. We have to shove as much stuff into this one room as we possibly can. Make sure nobody opens that door, because, oh my gosh, would that be embarrassing? And so, like, my bedroom would be that place, or our laundry room. And it would just become so overwhelming, because then once all that stuff is shoved in there, now you're like, oh, now I gotta move this stuff. Where do we put it? And we just wouldn't, because it just seemed so overwhelming to have to think about where we're going to put all of this stuff. It is stuff. Like, how stupid. And I'm going to say stupid, and I don't swear really. So these are my swear words, okay? It is stupid that we allow stuff to have that much importance in our lives. We work like crazy. Not me. I'm not working right now, so I'm not saying me. But I'm saying in general, as a population, work like crazy, have these jobs where you're spending so much of your precious time in life working to have money, to have more stuff that then you have to worry about maintaining, that people don't steal. I mean, it's so crazy. It makes no sense. And that really is another thing with my channel that I'm like, okay, this was the premise of my channel. How to be glam on a budget. Glam can be anything. It's not just makeup. It's, you know, the clothes you put on, the way you feel in your house. To me, glamorous is just like a feeling that you have. It's not like a tangible certain type of look or anything like that. It's just a certain way that you feel, you know, and that's different for everybody. But I fully believe that you can have that feeling without spending a ton of money and without having a ton of stuff. And so I'm like, you know what? It all just adds in, or goes in with my premise of my channel, that my house would be something that makes me feel glam. You know, like I feel like the most relaxed, like, I mean, I can close my eyes and pretend I'm like on a beach vacation, because I know when I open my eyes, I see like this clear, clean house. It's just, the peace of mind that it gives is so much bigger than anything I could explain. And like I said, over the past few years, I've been working on this gradually and done stuff here and there, but it was nothing like what I'm feeling now, because now too, so far I have, my husband would tell you, it's been me, my kitchen, living room, my master bedroom, my two youngest sons' bedroom, and my laundry room. So the only rooms I have left on the main floor of the house to go through are the bathrooms and my oldest son's room, and which I've already kind of started on my oldest son's room too. But every room that gets clean, it's like you can feel this change happening in the house, and everything is staying so nice and clean. Because it's funny, when there isn't extra stuff sitting on surfaces, nobody wants to set stuff on the surfaces. When there isn't stuff piled on the floor, nobody wants to put stuff on the floor. It's like everybody, you can feel it, and it's so much easier to keep things clean because we have so much less stuff. So the stuff that we do have has a place. And so it's easy to just put the stuff in its place and not just leave it, you know, dumped somewhere, or shove it in a room, you know, to have it be out of the way or out of where someone might see it. I can't tell you how many times I've been like, if someone came to my front door right now, I would die. Like, because of what a mess my house is and just everything. And what a dumb way to live. That is so dumb. It like makes me angry at myself that I ever allowed my house to get that way or be that way. It's kind of always been that way. I have always been, I would say, lazy and a slob. And I'm going to put that right out there. And I'm not doing it to be hard on myself. It is a fact. And I mean, I was lazy. I could sit all dang day. That is something that I struggle with. I can easily sit on the couch on my laptop all day long. Is that productive? Does that do anything good for me or anybody else? Heck, no, it doesn't. It makes me feel worse because I'm sitting there. Sometimes, you know, I'm like eating stuff I wouldn't normally eat just because it's like a boredom thing when you're sitting. I can feel like that my body just doesn't feel good because I'm not moving it enough. I mean, there's just so many things. And my house is a mess all around me. It feels overwhelming. And all I can think about is how, like, I would die if somebody came over. Or like, we really should invite, you know, these people over for dinner or something. It would be so great because we love spending time with them. And it would be so fun to just invite them to our house and play games and do stuff. But it's just going to be so much work to get the house ready for them to come. That is stupid. That makes me angry. And that is why I'm like, enough is enough. I'm not doing this anymore. I am going to get my life together. Now, aside from the house stuff. So, I mean, and wait till you guys see, I'm like, by the time we get to our basement, and I am going to be absolutely transparent with you and show you just what a ridiculous mess it is. It is like hoarder style, and I'm not kidding. It's ridiculous. And I'm like, I'm not embarrassed about it because I'm like, I know what I'm doing to it. I mean, I'm embarrassed that I let it get that way, but I'm not going to be embarrassed to show it to you because I want you to see that this can be done and there is no reason to live like that. And so that I am actually looking very forward to. So I just got a couple more rooms here on the main floor of the house, and I'm going to be a dang pro by the time I get down there because I am so, like I said, cutthroat about what I am like keeping in the house that it is going to be so easy to be like, get it out, get it out, get it out. Like, I don't want it. I don't care. There's no just in case kind of scenarios. Like, literally, I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, of anything that I've ever gotten rid of that I can think of over the years, the only thing I can think of that I was like, oh, I probably should have held on to that was a stupid curling iron. Because I was just looking today. I don't have any with like a clamp on them, which is hilarious. But it was a curling iron and I had given it to my sister because I'm like, oh, I just don't use this. And so I'll give it to her. And I remember at one point being like, I kind of wish I had that because I want to try like a certain hairstyle or whatever that I kind of need that kind of curling iron for. But did I want it bad enough to go out and buy another one? Sure didn't. So that is like literally the only thing that I can think of over the years that I've ever gotten rid of that I actually even thought about again and was like, oh, I kind of wish I had that, but not enough to go buy a new one. That is what will happen to you with the stuff you get rid of in your house. Once it's gone, you will not even think about it anymore. You will feel so free about not having to think about stuff that it's going to be like, what in the world? Like, if there is nothing else I could encourage people to do with the stuff that I'm going to say in this video, if you would just, that one thing, clean your house out, get rid of stuff, and be brutal about it, I promise you, you will not regret it. It is just like, oh, it's the best feeling ever. It's so mentally freeing. It's not even funny. And so I would say if you are somebody who has, issues with anxiety and stuff like that, and your house is messy, I'm telling you, get rid of stuff and quit bringing stuff in. And it's funny because the more you get rid of stuff, the less you want to bring stuff in. I'm like, we'll go somewhere and I'm like, oh, like TJ Maxx, I could have totally been, like when I see cutesy like decor things, especially like holiday and whatever, I would always want to bring something home. Now I'm like, that's cute, but no, don't need it. And that's, my husband has even like been like, wow, like typically you would be like, oh, but it's so cute, I want it. And I'm like, nope, I'm so over that. Like, nothing is cute enough to create like this chaos in my brain at home. I got enough cute stuff, but I just put makeup all in my hair. When did I do that actually? I don't know. So on to the next topic, because I could talk all day about the messy house and decluttering and whatever, but that's not what I'm talking about now. So next up would be body image. You guys, get a girl started. So I will come out and say right now that I am the heaviest I've been in probably 5 years. And I've been feeling pretty yucky about it. You can probably see it in my face and everything. I also want to say that, like, I have this thing where it's like I feel the need to address when I am, you know, have put on a little weight or whatever, because it's like I want to make sure people know that I know that I'm heavy, like before they call it out. Like, people just go around calling out when you've gained weight. I mean, some people do, but those people suck, so who cares? But my point being, why do that to yourselves? And something I have to say, like, I don't feel comfortable right now with the weight that I'm at, but I, for the first time in my life, am not like, ugh, you're so disgusting. Like, how can you even be like this? Ugh. Like, I've been so brutal to myself over the years for several reasons. I mean, a lot of it, I do have a lot of family members who are extremely critical about stuff like that, which the funny thing is none of them have like some great physiques or something, but whatever. So that is where a lot of it stems from, I'm sure. But let's be real, where most of our insecurity about our bodies comes from. Clearly, social media, advertising, all that kind of stuff, right? And I'm like, you know what? I get so annoyed because I love clothes. I love clothes. I always have. Like, that's way before makeup or anything. Clothes and shoes and stuff have always been like what I just absolutely love and get excited about, okay? And still do, more so than makeup. I love makeup, but I always am going to choose. If I had to choose one or the other, it'd be clothes over makeup. And like, when I look at, you know, you go to try to look at like outfits to buy or whatever, even get inspiration from things you see online or whatever, I'll get so annoyed because I'm like, ugh, like, nobody looks like I do. Nobody has a body like me in any kind of the advertising stuff that I see. And it gets really annoying because it's like, okay, that's not at all what those clothes are going to look like on me. So it's like, I can't even get any type of, like, a real idea of what something is going to look like on me. And I did just recently see, and I'm trying to think, I can't remember what website I was looking at. Was it Old Navy maybe? Where you could choose like the model that you wanted to see the clothes on. So they had like a little bit of a variety of body types, which I thought was super cool. And like, why doesn't every website have that? And so that was something, at least, that I did see recently that I was like, okay, somebody like has a brain and is advertising to more than just one type of body. But the reality too being, I'm going to say something right now that's going to sound terrible, but it's the truth, and I'll tell you why. I would rather see clothes on that body type. That body type. Why? My shower decided to do something. The reason I would rather see clothes on that body type is because that is what my brain is conditioned to thinking is the most beautiful body type. That's what looks good. That's the best way clothes can look, is on that body type. Because our brains have been conditioned to think that, because of how things are just so, you know, put in our face all the time of just one basically kind of body type. And, you know, it changes slightly over the years for what becomes popular, a popular body type, which is the dumbest thing ever. And that's the thing too, if we can't stop and realize how dumb that is, I mean, are you kidding me? A body type is not like, your body can't be popular or not. That is ridiculous. And it makes me so mad. Like, I've even thought things like, oh, she has an unfortunate shape. What? That is, I'm telling you this honestly, because of the way, you know, things that you see, like I said, social media, marketing, all that kind of stuff, advertising. I don't know why my nose is so red. I'm going to have to cover that. That has caused me to buy into that, like, that's unfortunate for her that she has that shape. Or it's too bad I have, like, my arms are so big. Like, I'd be so much cuter if I had smaller arms. How dumb. It's so dumb. And it's like, when we really stop and think about it, we can recognize how dumb it is. It doesn't change the fact that it makes us feel bad about ourselves. And I'm like, I'm sure part of it is getting older. I'm going to be 45 in April. And so more so, I am getting comfortable with myself, in so many ways. My personality, like I said, I'm a dork, and I totally fully embrace it. I love being a dork. I love dorky people. Those are the people I like to hang out with because we laugh like crazy together and have so much fun. I am not someone who really wants to spend a whole lot of time. I mean, I'll spend time with anybody, don't get me wrong there, but I'm not going to choose to spend the majority of my time with somebody who's very serious and analytical about things and whatever. That's just not my my choice of like who I want to spend my time with. And everybody's different. And it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with people with those personality types. That's just not my, what I'm drawn to. And not everybody's drawn to my personality type. That's okay. Like, and I'm fine with that. And I wouldn't say I've always wanted to be liked. I mean, I guess to a certain extent, who doesn't want to be liked? I mean, you don't want people to not like you. But I've never been somebody who like needed to be popular or anything like that. I was friends with all types of people all through school. It wasn't like I hung with one friend group or whatever. Stuff like that. Oh, this eyebrow is so patchy right now. Like, I don't know, like my thyroid stuff goes a little crazy sometimes when it does it. But anyway, off topic. But just embracing like that I am dorky and goofy, and some people might be like, ugh, like she's annoying or what a dork or whatever. That's okay. Like I would never say that about somebody, number one, because I also would never hang out with somebody who treats people like that or talks about people like that. But, it's like everybody is different, and for a million different reasons, the way you were raised, where you were raised, the kind of people, you grew up with as far as peers, just so many different things. And we should be able to appreciate every kind of person, every kind of personality, and definitely every body shape, because it has absolutely nothing to do with a person's personality. And I'm going to tell you right now, my absolute favorite people in the world to spend time with, like my favorite people who like make me laugh till I cry, till my stomach hurts, who make me feel super loved and appreciated, the people who just like have the warmest, kindest hearts like that I'm just drawn to so much. Not a single one of them has that perfect body type. In fact, none of them are even anywhere near it. And it doesn't matter at all. So why do we, as a society, put all this focus on looking a certain way? Because are you drawn to hanging out with people because they look a certain way? If you are, that's actually very sad, and you should probably, maybe examine your motives for things. But like, I'm never drawn to, like, there's people who have like a cuteness about them that you're drawn to, but there's a lot of people who are super cute or beautiful, and then once you get to know them a little bit, you're like, no thanks. Like, she's not very nice, or he's not very nice, or whatever, And so the physical appearance has like just the most minute importance about a person. And it's like, why do we put that much focus on it and on ourselves? So in saying that, like I said, I'm the heaviest I've been in like 5 years, and I'm not comfortable. I don't feel good. I mean, I don't feel good physically and mentally too. I mean, it does affect me mentally, but I also am not like, wow, you're such a failure. How'd you do this to yourself? Oh, you're disgusting, whatever. Like, where I would have used to have like been like that and been very hard on myself about it. And I just have a better appreciation for life in general, and realizing like how little like what my body looks like it means in the grand scheme of life. And I have a husband who, let's be real, I can hardly keep the guy off me. So things are fine there. And, you know, I'm so comfortable in the more important aspects of who I am that it makes it not so upsetting to me to be where I am with my weight or whatever. Now, in saying that, that doesn't mean that I don't want to try to do something to change it, because like I said, I don't feel good here. And this isn't like the place. I was sitting at the same weight pretty much for like 5 or 6 years, like after I had my thyroid removed. So this is like, it feels foreign to me because it isn't where I have been sitting. And it's just kind of like, yeah, like I don't feel like me totally. So I want to, you know, work on that. And that is another reason why I'm like, I cannot have like this channel that I am just devoting all this time and like having to feel like I have to watch every video and stuff like that, when like there are things in my life that I really want to focus on and do something about that actually make me every day feel good, like that make an impact in my life and the lives of the people around me, you know, more so than like social media type stuff does. And another big thing is like my husband and I, you know, our youngest son is graduating this year. And so we're like, we're going to have a lot more like free time as far as, you know, not having sports stuff to go to and things like that anymore. And so we've kind of been talking about, you know, what are some things we want to do for us now, since our kids don't need, you know, aren't going to need us anymore, like in those types of aspects. They'll always need us. I'm going to keep telling myself that. But so something we've been talking about that my husband and I want to start doing is hiking. And I'm super excited about it for a couple of reasons. Number one, I'm excited about it because it's going to be something that he and I go do together and have fun doing. And I know that it's just going to be like, because we like just going for walks and stuff together, but it's going to be more of an adventure for the two of us. And we'll get us out and going and seeing things that we haven't seen. And also the physical aspect of being out doing something active like that is huge. Like we want to keep ourselves very mobile, and we have family members who have not taken the best care of themselves, and their mobility has suffered greatly for it at ages where they should be able to move much better than they do. And we both are like, no, we are not going to allow ourselves to get like that, which is another reason when I'm talking about being lazy and sitting on the couch and stuff, that's the kind of stuff. It is going to affect me health-wise. It already is. That's part of my weight gain and stuff. And I'm just not willing to do that anymore. And so that is something that we are both very excited to start doing and have, you know, something like that to look forward to go different places. And I thought that will be fun too in the vlogs once the weather hits where we start going out and doing it, to be able to share places that we go to and show you guys. And I love the state we live in. I love Michigan. It's beautiful here and there's a lot of beautiful places, and I'd love to like share that with you guys, and just things that I want to be able to do that share who I am. I'm not sit in front of a camera and put makeup on all the time, girl. It's something I enjoy, but honestly, what I enjoy more is doing my makeup with music playing when I'm getting ready to go somewhere. It's just like a calming, relaxing thing for me. And so that's something that I've always enjoyed. And I was finding myself being like irritated that I couldn't just sit down and put makeup on. Like I felt like I needed to record. And that was something I was doing to myself. I'm not saying like anybody obviously put that kind of pressure on me. I was doing it to myself. But basically I'm tired of the way social media makes people feel about their bodies. I'm tired of the way, if you watch anybody, that when you watch them, it makes you feel guilty and makes you feel less than and stuff like that, like, stop watching them. Stop. Why are you doing that to yourself? There is nothing productive and positive about that. And that is why, too, I'm like, no, I want people to see me and the real things that I do and the real struggles I have or the whatever, because those are the things that help people. When you can see that you can relate to somebody or, you know, something that they do is motivating to you because they're positive about it. They're not like, this is the way you should do this, and this is how you have a nice house, and this is how you look the most beautiful, and that is crap, straight up crap. How you feel beautiful is what's beautiful. The clothes you put on that make you feel fun and funky, that is your sense of fashion. That is fashion. There is no rule. I hate fashion rules. I said, there's no rule. I didn't even say rule. I was moving on way too fast because I was feeling way too passionate about it. But I get super annoyed by stuff like that because it's like, people make up these stupid rules. They are people. They're no more important than you or me or anybody else. And they tell people, this is how you should dress. This is what you should put together. This is the only way. That if you're short and you wear that, that doesn't look good because you're short and you shouldn't wear that. Don't you tell me what I'm going to wear and what I'm not. Or what looks good on me or what doesn't. Frankly, I don't give a crud what you think looks good on me. If I feel good in it, then I feel good. I have to put my clothes on every day and go, you know what? I feel cute today. Somebody else might look at my outfit and go, what is she wearing? I don't care. I feel good. That is what fashion is. That is what beauty is. The color you like to color your hair, or the way you like to style your hair, or not, or whatever. That is what is beautiful. We were created beautiful. We don't have to do anything to be beautiful. We were created beautiful. There's things we can do that make us feel like we're enhancing our beauty or whatever, or make us feel like we're expressing like our personality in an outward way or things like that, which is awesome. And I love that everyone is different like that. But we don't have to do anything to be beautiful, to make ourselves beautiful. You already are. The creator of the universe, the creator of everything, created you, and he made you perfect and beautiful, just the way you are, with no makeup, no fancy clothes, no fancy house, no nothing. You are beautiful. And don't let anybody tell you anything different, because if they do, they're a liar. And the enemy is using people like crazy to make other people feel bad about themselves. And the worst part is we're buying into it. We're allowing him to do it. Don't let him do it. So, yeah, there was a little passion right there. I told you, I can't help it. I'm like, there's some stuff that's just really been ticking me off. And so I felt like I needed to talk about it. I'm going to tightline my upper lash line off camera because I can't stand watching myself do it. Some people can do it without looking disgusting. I can't. So I'll be back and then we'll finish up. So here's my promise to you. You will not hear me in any videos coming up saying anything negative about my body. Because for me to say negative things about my body would be implying that there's something wrong with it. And there's not. And I absolutely refuse to contribute to the society that tells people that if they don't look a certain way, or the number on the scale is over a certain number, or whatever it may be, that they are not beautiful, or there's something that they should be embarrassed about or ashamed of. That's a bunch of crap, and I will not play into it. So you will not hear me say anything negative about my body. So when I'm doing my Thrifted Look for Less challenge video and I'm showing my outfit, nope, not saying anything negative. When I am, I've got a fun haul coming up that I can't wait to show you, and there's going to be some clothes in that will hopefully fit me. That's part of the funny thing about this particular haul, so we'll see. But I'm not going to shame myself for something that there's nothing to feel shameful about. And so I am just like, I'm really excited to be able to, just kind of, I feel like so I'm like all over the place. There is someone that I have been watching now for several months. I found her, I think in like November or October, maybe. I don't know. her channel is Jen the Real Influencer. I will link her down below because you guys, she is like the ultimate. She is so awesome. She's hilarious. She's like, you know, super goofy, like the stuff that she says. She is absolutely gorgeous. And she like embraces everything about her. And she'll tell you, like, there are things that she, you know, is self-conscious about and stuff. Like, that's just part of our human nature. But she is not going to feel bad about herself for the things that sometimes make her feel self-conscious, because you shouldn't. And I'm not kidding you guys. I don't know how anyone could not. Okay, let's be real. There's always going to be somebody who doesn't like somebody or doesn't appreciate certain personalities. But oh my gosh, I appreciate her personality like to the ultimate. Like, she is just so dang funny and real. And her premise of her channel and everything in her Instagram is the real influencer. It's being real. There are no photoshopped, filtered, nothing. Like, she is going to, you know, be real about stuff. And she'll talk about like when she's showing, she does a lot of fashion stuff. And like Walmart is what she does a ton of, which is so awesome because I love Walmart. And she'll point out like if shows a lot of like you know, cellulite or something. Because let's be real, people, we have cellulite. Celebrities have cellulite. You just don't see it because their pictures are all edited. But like, that is part of our human body. Why do we try to act like things aren't there that are? Like, I just don't get it. It's so stupid. But anyway, she'll like say like, okay, these pants, if you don't wear something underneath them, like a shapewear type thing or something, you'll see more cellulite or whatever. Like, she helps you know, like, if that's something that you're maybe self-conscious about and want to try to avoid, you know, showing in certain clothes or whatever, you know. She also shows about, like, not worrying about buying things, like, about being a certain size. Like, don't say you're a size small, because some things, a size large might fit you way better, like, look way better on you. Or vice versa. Don't say you're a size large, because there might be something that's an extra small in a certain thing that looks phenomenal on you. Like, so trying different sizes, don't just always think you're like this, you know, certain size. And she's just so awesome. And she inspires me greatly to embrace my body the way it is, to dress it in ways that make me feel good. And she gives you different tips about, but never like, this is how you should do it. It's just, here's some tips about if you would like to enhance this, or maybe draw less attention to this area, or whatever, you know, kind of thing, in a very positive way, because that's reality. We all have different body types. We all have different shapes. We all have different areas that, you know, maybe like, some people want to minimize their waist. Some people want to give themselves some curves if they're, you know, a more straight body type. Things like that. Like, we all have different ways that we might want to, you know, enhance or whatever, different parts of our body. And that's an awesome thing. That's fun. That's playing with clothes and stuff like that, to see like how it can completely change your silhouette depending on what you're wearing. And that's a fun thing. And it's not something that is like implying that there's something wrong with your body type. And so, yes, I definitely encourage you to check her out. She's seriously so awesome. And I really, really, really like her. I'm so glad I found her. Like, I can't even tell you. And she inspires me to, you know, try different things with clothes and stuff too, because I like some kind of funky out there stuff. And I live in a small country town in Michigan, where I wear way more makeup than most people, and I dress, you know, different than a lot of the people and stuff. And it's like, you know, there have been different times over the years where I've been like, oh, I wonder if people are like, oh geez, look at her, she's like trying so hard or whatever. And I'm not trying hard, it's just what I like. And I finally had to get to the point where I was like, I don't really care if they think I'm trying hard, or if they think like, wow, she wears too much makeup, or, you know, whatever. That is me, and it's what I like. And what other people think about stuff like that has no impact on your life unless you let it. And why would I let people who are negative like that? I wouldn't do that about somebody else. So why would I let somebody do it to me? And yeah, so that's, yeah. Let me grab a lip. I got 2 right here, but let me grab a lip color and we will wrap this right up. I think I'll try this House Labs Riot Lip Gloss and Perfect Illusion. But so that is why my channel has changed. The long of it. I felt like I wasn't being totally authentic in what I was showing you guys. I knew that I had, you know, things in my house that needed attention, things, you know, mentally that needed attention for me. And that's another thing too. I haven't been doing a lot of the things that bring me joy because I feel like I don't have time, because I look around and I'm like, there's so much that I need to do, like with this house and stuff, like it's such a mess and whatever. So I wouldn't allow myself to do things I love, like reading and crocheting and stuff like that, or exercising. So that is kind of the really fun part too, of like finishing doing all this, you know, decluttering and deep cleaning. I'm deep cleaning my walls, everything. That once I get done with all of this in my basement, we have an area in our basement that has like a weight bench. I've got an exercise bike and stuff like that. I've got all sorts of weights and different things. And I want that area to be set up for my family and I to go down. We used to do like family workout nights, and we would go down and we'd have like stations and we'd go around, we'd, you know, spot for each other to lift and do different stuff. And we used to have so much fun just cranking goofy music. If you don't know Family Force 5, they're not together anymore, but it was like a Christian group that was super goofy. They did like these really like fun songs, like Crank It Like a Chainsaw. And I mean, just all sorts of really fun stuff. We used to crank that and like be goofy and be working out and have so much fun. Those are the things I want to get back to. That is life. Life is spending time with people, laughing, having fun, and not worrying about stuff around you, because that means nothing. And if that is keeping you from relationship with people and from time doing things that you enjoy doing, but you're just not because you feel like you're just too overwhelmed, stop. Please stop letting stuff have that hold on you. And stop letting people tell you how you should look and what is beautiful and what about you isn't. And, you know, the only thing that's not beautiful is words like that coming from somebody. Like, that is so ugly. And just don't let people like that have any kind of impact on you. And so I hope that together we can get our houses together. We can just feel great about who we are, and we can embrace the differences about each other. And I am excited to like show you some stuff that I have coming up, and yeah, just really be transparent. I'm not going to hide. If there's a mess behind me, you're gonna see it, and which there shouldn't be, because I've been doing real good. But let's just be real people. What people crave is authenticity. And if you don't have authenticity between people, the relationship is fake. It's not real. I want everybody, all my friends, I want any of my friends to be able to, nobody's going to stop in at my house because most of my friends live like half an hour away. But I want, if somebody showed up at my house, for me to be like, oh my gosh, yeah, come in. Like, I wouldn't want it to be like I'm trying to think of some excuse, like, oh, I'm sorry, I was just getting ready to go out the door because, or something. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, these are the types of things that have kept me from, you know, having true, like, that relationship with people and being welcoming to people. And I don't want to be like that anymore. And so, so those are the changes I'm making. I know this was a really long video, but I hope maybe something struck a chord with somebody. Please, you guys, give me feedback down in the comments if there's something that struck you, or if you have any like suggestions about things that you would like to see me share more about, or anything like that. I'm going to. And if there's things that I'm like, I just don't feel like I really know what to say about that topic, I'm going to be honest about that too. Because I also can't stand when people act like they know something about everything. Nobody knows something about, well, you might know something about everything, but like nobody knows, you know, everything about everything. And so that's another thing that like drives me crazy. Like, if you don't know something, just say it. Like, it's fine. People are going to respect like your honesty, not that they're not impressed that you act like you know something. I don't know. I could just go on a whole other tangent. I almost said tangent. We're just making up our own words now. I think it's time for me to be quiet and let you guys go. And but thank you so much for hearing me out. If you lasted this long, if you lasted this long, give me a little flower emoji down in the comments, please, so that I know that you made it all the way to the end of the video. I would really appreciate that. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your support and your love. I want to support and encourage you. Let's do this together. Let's have fun together. And that's what I want my channel to be. We're going to be glam on a budget. Glam looks different for everybody, but dang it, we're not spending a lot of money to impress other people or to try to live up to something that other people say we should be, because that's not what I want to be. I don't care what anybody else wants me to be. I want to be me. I want to be who God created me to be. And some people will like it, some people won't, and that's okay. That's the way the world works. We can all still love and respect each other, though. So that is the most important part. All right. Thank you guys. I will talk to you again very soon. Bye.